Hello, welcome to round number 44 of Fragmaster's GTI Thursday series in Live for Speed. Tonight with both cars in the GTI class at South City Long, the second time we've been to South City this week, but this time it's a little bit sunnier, thank goodness. So yes, tonight we are at South City Long with both cars in the GTI class for two 12-lap races around this awesome combo in Live for Speed. Here is the track. And here is the format for this evening. We've just had a 30-minute one-shot qualifying session, and we are going to have two 12-lap races, both with a mandatory pit stop. But the second race is going to have a reversed 15 starting grid. Sorry, reverse top 15 starting grid. So that's going to spice things up a little bit. What do we have to talk about? Well, we have a bit of drama in the Teams and Drivers Championship. Here is the Teams Championship at the moment. We have B2R, who are miles in the lead, probably set to win the Teams Championship if they haven't already, over Road Appraiser. Then we've got Sidus, World Class Lions, Air Attack, Iron, Race Green, Fragmasters, Sim Racing Polska, and Furtive Racing, your top 10. Let's have a look at the second screen as well. 35 teams currently on the standings. And quite a few more pages of results than that over on the Drivers' Championship standings. And it is TJ leading the way with a whopping 2,007 points ahead of Iron Donny now in P2. And I'm just going to let these scroll by until we hit the grid, because we've had qualifying. Qualifying is now concluded. And we have, I believe, 31 cars will be starting the race in around about 40 seconds time. Zdravko joins me in the commentary box this evening. I think he's in the background just sorting out his microphone. We should hear his voice at the beginning of the race, hopefully. Yeah, we'll just get the rest of these results on the screen before we hit the grid for the start of this one. Zdravko joins me now. Zdravko, how are you doing?
Hello, not good. I have to throw my PC in the trash.
All right, we'll have to head to the track because we have cars already lining the grid. All right, we are on the track, Zdravko, all ready to go. Let's get some action.
Let's see who gets the best start. It looks like everybody's kind of similar. TJ had a nice getaway. Some space ahead of Mantis. And it's now until Fnatic, who has a run on Iron Donny into turn 1. He goes for the inside. Ooh, that's a nice send. Manages to hold it. He might either even have a sniff at 136 mph. Donny manages to keep it on the inside as Unite with not a side of skin manages to sneak by.
Yeah, everybody nicely through so far. We've got 3 wide around Michael Malik in the back. He's down in P25. Oh, there we go, contact, and that is Cabezon in the wall, and more carnage in the background. So just as I said, it was a clean start. Everything goes to pot at the back.
Well, it still went quite okay for South City race. This stuff can happen. It's a tight grid.
As all the cars file their way through the chicane, we've got Magic side by side with one of the World Class Lions drivers. That is Asker or Koivunen, couldn't quite tell. As we have the rest of the stream of cars. There's Michael Malik recovering through that hairpin there. But TJ has a, just over half a second lead over Mantas, followed by Loco and 136. And we now have Fnatic side by side with Unite as we head onto the back straight. Both cars evenly represented here tonight, Zdravko. That's a bit of a surprise, if I'm honest. XRG and XFG drivers pretty much evenly split.
Well, XRG is faster. I think there's no debate in that, but I guess XFG is nicer car to drive for some drivers.
Yeah, for sure. Magic is now leading two world-class Lions cars, Arsket and Pekka Koivunen side by side, as we already have some cars going in the pit lane, Kig and someone else going in the pits.
Jamming. There was jamming, and they pitted at the same time, and they will exit the pits side by side. Jamming just had a bit of better speed in pits.
Yeah, we love watching races in the pit lane. It's especially here. It's the pit lane is quite an event, as you can see.
Jamming
Both
hits the
cars
wall.
on the wall.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
This is a
But here we go.
into turn one.
Yeah, Jamin and Kig back out, but in a different order. Kig managed to get through quite easily. So yes, TJ has now almost a second of a gap over the three world-class Born to Race drivers. Then we've got Fnatic trying to split those B2R cars. And the first of our XFGs, driven by Nika Pantola, is hassling the back of Donny again. It's a lovely view that from the top as they file their way through the chicanes.
I mean, why does his skin say Peugeot 406? It's an XFG. It should say like 206 at the maximum.
I don't know. I have to ask him.
I just noticed that it was weird.
He's a weird guy. Anyway, here we go. Twin Cam in a fight with
That's Dynamo Opal.
Dynamo Opal.
Yeah. It's interesting that XFG is faster through the turns. We gotta say that, but on the straights, if it wouldn't had draft from the Twin Cam, he would lose time. But now that he has draft, he can stick with him until turn one and maybe try an attack. XFG can definitely break later.
Unite is catching up to Donny, and he might go for a move here into the first corner. We saw him doing this on Tuesday, and it looks like it's not quite going to work out on this occasion. Donny just
maybe
had
on
enough.
The outside here.
Donny's covered it off, and maybe Unite can think about a switchback. He is. He's got a nose in there.
That's a Ricardo move.
Donny's still able to hold it around the outside though, and will have the corner for the bus stop.
But that was great from Donny too.
It was.
Yeah, to be faster than XFG there. Unite said that this is easier than BF1, and I disagreed.
No doubt. I mean, the BF1 on Tuesday was it was crazy. We had half the field drop out at the end of that race. By the end of that race, not expecting the same level of attrition here in the GTIs, but you never know. They can get pretty brutal in race 2.
It's a good challenge for drivers to have the fastest and one of slowest cars on the same track on the same week.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about the diversity of pickup racing in LFS. One day you can be doing this, and the next you can do something else. And I think,
yeah. So Unite and Dynamo Opal both are still in the draft zones. Dynamo Opal is lifting a bit, so he's probably saving for an attack on the main straight. But the problem with XFG is he won't be able to outrun the XRG on the straight unless Twin Cam keeps hitting the wall as he did now. That's very close between those two.
Yeah, this is great stuff. And coming back to that comment on pickup racing, I don't know whether it's true. I don't know whether we can validate it somehow, but I still think that it's much easier to switch between car classes in LFS than in any other sim, purely because of the consistent tire model. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I didn't try everything. I did drive LFS, iRacing, R Factor 1, 2, AMS, Assetto Corsa.
That's quite a lot of things, to be honest.
And and basically LFS kind of feels the most similar to normal car. I used to drive like something similar to XFG, and when I started driving LFS, that felt basically the same. And now I drive something that feels like FZ5, and it really is dead bad on braking and corners.
Heavy thing. As we see Luke,
Yeah.
another XFG, trying to get past on Twin Cam, and it worked. And he's also managed to somehow get past Dynamo Opal.
Twinkem hit Dynamo Opal.
Oh, okay, that's why then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that actually. Yes, you can see the damage on the back of Dynamo Opal there. So absolutely hampered, and Twin Cam will be seething from that one. Probably can't believe it himself.
I think Dynamo Opal will be more mad because he just managed to overtake one car, but it will be easier for him to overtake Luke.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, he has an XFG, so XFG on XFG is more parity, unless they get swallowed by Twin Cam on the straight.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a double hit. As Reject goes into the pits, you see him disappear there. As we watch from the rear view of road appraiser Luke as he comes on to lap number 5. Mantas still getting fastest laps, but not able to catch up to TJ at the moment. As we go underneath the bridge at turn number 1, we're gonna see if Dynamo Opal thinks he can have a lunge. No, and likewise Twin Cam not able to lunge.
Closes it up. But he hits the wall now, so Dynamo Opal will get the outside line, and he might even lose the place now with the outside line.
Oh, this is a good effort if you can make it around the outside there. Oh, it's close, but Dynamo Opal is going to have to try that again as they take the next right-hander.
Ooh, that's a good send.
That's a good effort.
Will hit the wall, but now has the
Doesn't
inside.
matter because he's on the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing.
Is he driving with a mouse or keyboard? His throttle seems a bit weird.
Okay. Well, the World Class Lions boys are having a fight of their own, and they're probably going to be able to get past Twin Cam quite easily here because he's slammed into the wall. Yes, both of them go through. Twin Cam having a nightmare of a race, actually. Quite unusual, it has to be said. Twin Cam is a bit ragged this afternoon. Meanwhile, up front, Bunny and Unite still close together. Unite is currently the highest placed XFG in P6, and well, he's going to want to break away from Donny if he can and try to catch up to the Born to Race cars ahead.
Not sure how much practice Twin Cam had because he was racing on Friday and on Sunday, so maybe too many different cars. I know we did say before that LFS is probably easiest to go from class to class, but you still have to adjust a bit.
Yeah, but I think crucially the period of time that it takes to adjust your driving style between cars is significantly reduced compared to others. Speaking from personal experience, honestly.
I've driven a lot, and I saw many drivers just administrating the race. I saw many drivers going from day 1 to day 2 on the different cars, and some of them really adjust in a lap or two. It kind of boils down also to the talent of a driver and to ability. Some guys need laps and laps. I'm one of them. I just need give me 100 laps and I'm good. And some guys I don't know, Gabber maybe, he can do 2 laps and he's fine.
Yeah, where is he tonight though? He's not even here. So yeah, interesting.
Hopefully he's practicing prototypes.
Well, hopefully, only 2 weeks to go. Less than now, actually. Less than 2 weeks to go. 10 days before lights out for the Kyoto 6 hours. Aston 6 hours. I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, we have a spicy midfield pack here from 8th down to 12th, with 4 teams represented.
I think the move is on Dynamo Opal now. He just needs to send it somewhere.
Yeah, but he has time behind as well. I mean, he's not got loads of time.
I think problem with mouse here is that you can't really downshift and rave match. And on XFG, if you want to really send it, I think it can help gain you a meter or two on braking if you really nail the rev matching. I don't know if you ever draw it like that. Some people do it, some people don't.
I can't remember, to be honest. Probably. I always like to try and get the most out of the GTI cars whenever I race them, but honestly, it's been a long time and I can't remember how I used to approach it. But as we've got
Yeah.
two cars in the background going to the pit lane, Twin Cam and Pekka Koivunen.
And Twinken was so late, he almost hit Arska on the pit lane entry.
Yeah, that's going to drop him down the order. We'll have to see where he comes out in
Is he
relation to those
refueling?
who pitted earlier.
He refueled.
Oh, that's an error. You don't normally refuel during a 12-lap sprint race.
Well, yeah, it doesn't make sense, especially in 4-second refuel. I think GTIs are so heavy that it doesn't matter the few liters of fuel that you need, especially on the XRG. XRG spends less fuel and it's even heavier than XFG. There are instances. I kinda at the start I always thought that it's best just to have full tank of fuel, or I mean have enough fuel for the whole race, if it's possible to finish it with one tank.
Yeah.
And then I think that the one FBN Saturday we had, where nobody ever refuels, never, Gabber refueled, and I was like, that's why you were second faster per lap at the start, and he used it to just run away from traffic, and yeah, much easier to win like that.
That's a good strategy.
So yeah, maybe it was a strategy for Twinken, but it doesn't work if you're 10th or lower.
Only works if you can build that gap up at the beginning. I was going to say, name a more nostalgic combination than GTIs at South City Long. This is an absolute classic that is unfolding at the moment.
And interestingly, XFGs are holding. Except of the top 5, XFG is holding its own.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's just see as we go over start-finish how Donny can deal with Unite. There is a pinch point, obviously, underneath the bridge here, but as long as he's not right up the back of Unite, he could go for a late lunge. The car is heavier, harder to get slowed down, and in the end, yeah, he doesn't even go for it. So now he'll be trapped behind Unite for the infield. In fact, he gets loose, and Escobar joins the service, so he's probably going to go for a race 2 run, potentially. But Donny got that all wrong. First 2 corners in the infield, pretty much as bad as they could have been.
So, considering we talked about XRG, interesting fact.
Yeah.
Top 4 drivers are almost a second per lap faster than Unite, and he is probably fastest XFG driver on the server at the moment. So yeah, there is inherent advantage for the XRG, just that the rest of XRG drivers aren't taking all the pace the car has. So it's a very good drive from Unite to be ahead of so many XRGs.
Yeah, he's not going to be too chuffed when he ends up in the reverse grid somewhere in the mid-teens, or maybe 10th at best at this rate, but we will see.
Yeah, and the best thing is he will slide on the start, his fronts will just spin, and he will even lose 2-3 positions more. So that hurts. That hurts in XFG.
Yeah, playing the long game is not something that you really do in GTI Thursday, is it? You pick a car you want to drive and you have a bit of fun and see where you can end up. It's that sort of championship, and why not? Both cars obviously are allowed to be used today.
I mean, Unite is driving with manual gearbox and H shifter, so I guess XFG is more fun with it.
Fnatic has pitted as he drops down the timing tower order there. That'll be an interesting to find out where he comes out. He's probably going to come out quite high up and might be our net leader. As far as I know, the driver who pitted
He's
first
reject.
is reject, yeah, in P17.
Reject, yeah.
So
Yeah, he's so far away. Raymond has nice Queen Air. If he manages to keep ahead of Chameleon and Doctor, he'll have 5 seconds to Koivunen ahead of him.
well, reject managed to get through. So Rayman's going to rejoin behind Magic even and Oscar, and slots back into P17 with Twincam behind him. So Twincam really has had a disaster of a race, it has to be said, and now is stuck behind his teammate in an XFG for half a lap at least. No such problems for our race leader with 4 laps to go. These guys will probably pit on the final time of asking, lap 11. At the end of lap 11, they'll come into pits and do their stop. And it is TJ Mantas with the fastest lap, Loco in P3, 136 miles per hour in P4. And then the first of our XFGs, who's not letting 136 get away. It has to be said here, Zdravko. He is gaining on 136, which is remarkable. Yeah.
He also improved his best lap, so he's now 204 flat. And 136 is 2042, so 2 tenths on the last lap. And he's driving more aggressive, you can see it. He's just pushing that car alongside. As we got Mentes in pits from P2.
Yeah, so a little bit of a different pit strategy from some of the guys here today. We tend to see the leaders pitting at the final opportunity, but interesting and weird for them to pit kind of, you'd almost call that early.
I think Mentes has to cover for Fnatic. That's why he pitted. And he's way ahead.
Yeah,
so he wanted to cover. I think he wanted to cover for Fnatic, just in case. So I'm watching Twincam. He had a refuel, don't forget. He lost 4 seconds because of that. And that means he lost 4 positions just because of that mistake on a pit stop.
Close between Dynamo Opal and Oscar. But Dynamo Opal returns in P14 for now. He should be promoted up a few places when other cars pit ahead of him. But TJ has so much room now to Loco. It's going to be a comfortable stop for him, or it should be. But look at this. Unite is the person we need to keep an eye on now because he's within striking distance on 136. He's halved that gap in the last lap or two. And, well, he might want to consider boxing opposite. That's what I'd do. Do the opposite of whatever.
I don't know.
Loco
I don't know. I do the same. Because he wants that draft.
Okay.
And if 136 stays out and he is in his draft on the straight line, he wants to be in it.
Well, I'm just thinking the fact his pace is so much quicker at the moment. But we will see, because he's only just managed to get the slipstream. It might make it more difficult. Let's see what they do. We're gonna find out now. If they don't pit now, they have to pit on the next lap. And it looks like
136 pits.
Yeah, and he's boxed opposite.
Yeah. So it's hammer time for Unite.
Yeah, and 136 needs a quick stop, and it's not a quick stop. Wasn't very quick, that, by the looks of it.
He's driving 76 in the pit lane, not 80.
So giving away 4 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
So Unite has everything to do now.
Ooh, his 136 goes very, very safe on the pit exit.
Well, one person who will not be going safe from the pit exit is Unite. But anyway, we're going to have a flurry of pit stops now as we are on the penultimate lap 11 of 12 in race 1. And it is your leader TJ who will be the first to pit. Remember, they don't need to do any work, they just need to stop in the box and drive away. So pit stops times of around a second. Rayman and Oscar are having a side-by-side battle. Rayman in an XFG getting past for now on an XRG. That's unusual.
And Twinkum is very interested in that.
Well, TJ with so much room to play with. This is going to be quite a comfortable stop for him. Loco will have to be careful because obviously he's got some competition from his teammates. They've already pitted. Unite, well, he's in a battle for his own pride at the moment with 136 miles an hour.
Twinkum sent one on Arska, but just touch him on the rear.
Well, let's follow TJ through the pit lane and see how he gets on. Very committed entry. Breaks down to the line. No such problems. And this will be a very quick stop. Which box is he going to use? He looks like he's going all the way to the end. Sometimes it's not the quickest way through pit lane. He's not chosen the end one. That's probably for the best. But
Yeah,
he doesn't have to worry.
imagine taking the last one, overshooting it, then you have to go reverse. Wait.
More the fact you can't get up to full speed before the end.
So
the pit lane.
Unite almost lost a place to Donny.
Yeah, he did.
As
That's
Loco
unusual.
loses a place to Mantis.
Yeah.
Mantis is so close to TJ. That's unexpected.
Yeah, he's managed to do a leapfrog, which is ultimately, well, that's impressive. And look at this. Now, Donny has managed to get ahead of 136 as well as Unite.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
Really didn't work out for 136 there.
Donny had a great pit stop. He was a second behind Unite, and he's only half a second now, so...
Yeah, he's right on top of him. Donny back to his former self.
Mantis almost spun it in Sector 1. Just got the end of it. Yeah, he's drifting still. He tried too hard to catch TJ.
Well, that was impressive though. He came out of absolutely nowhere to be within, to be within a second of TJ. Dynamo's made a place on Magic up to P11, so that'll be a good starting position for race 2 if he can hold it. As Mantas is still going very, very sideways here.
Yeah, I think he overheated his tires.
So Loco might have a stab here at the P2 going into the final corner. Just needs to get a good exit. Mantas might have issues with traction out of here.
If those two squabble, Fnatic will be interested. And Loco should have. Mantis braked a bit. Does he want to give the place to Loco? Yeah, he's lifting.
All right, he's just giving him the place. That's interesting. All right.
That's throwing himself into the clutches of Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic's not had the best of exits, so I think it's going to be safe for now. But coming around the final little bend there is TJ, who wins race number 1. There he goes. And then it will be Loco and Mantas. Mantas could not keep his tyres cooled enough and gave a position.
We will have side-by-side finish for 9th place, as Luke will manage to keep ahead of Koivunen.
Very, very close there. Oh, goodness me. And Magic just ahead of Dynamo there, yeah.
That's 0.04 between Magic and Dynamo.
Yeah,
and
just
0.06 between Luke and Koivunen. That's what you call close racing.
Yeah, and from multiple cars as well, after 12 laps or 25 minutes that it took TJ to do those 12 laps.
So Twinkum did the best out of bad situation and got P15.
Yeah, he starts on pole position, can you believe? And look at, he's so happy, he's doing donuts around his teammate. Hey, look at me, I managed to get pole position. Well, you lucky, lucky boy, that's what I'm saying.
So, it's like he and Marska are P1, P2, and then they have 5 XFG as defenders.
Just waiting for one more car to come across the line before we can classify this grid and get the provisional starting order for race number 2. Here he comes, Bobby across the line. That is our 28 finishers in race number 1. So in a time of 25 minutes and 15 seconds, it is Road Appraisers TJ ahead of Born to Race Loco and Mantas. Then Air Attack Fnatic, Tidus Unite, Iron Donny, 136 miles per hour, Reject Luke and Koiven in your top 10, with Magic, Dynamo Opal, Rayman, Asker, Twincam, Dr. Kid, Chameleon, Wuyek and EA Presley, your top 20. On the second page of results in P21, it is Michael Malik ahead of Rubik from BGR. In fact, we have Jamin in P23, Zabels 24th, Hermani 25th, Rocket in 26th, and Karts in 27th, and Bobby, your final finisher, in P28. Not finishing were Yannick Teller, must have been involved in that first lap incident, or not actually, he retired quite late, so possibly maybe a late comer and testing setups for race 2 or something. Then it's Lallaroo in P30 with Joyner in P31 and Cabazon DNF in P32. And that was a first lap incident that caused all of that shenanigans. Zdravko, we have a reverse grid scenario for race 2. And your pole sitter is provisionally Twincam. So it's that time of the day. Place your bets.
I think you should pick first now.
Thank you
because
very much.
last time around you said I took your pick. So who do you think?
Who will I pick? I'm gonna pick. Oh, I don't know. You put me on the spot here now. How long have we got? We've got about 4 minutes.
Yeah, that was a big moment of silence.
There was a lot of thinking happening.
Wheels turning in the brain.
Such a difficult decision. There was so much of a gap between the top, let's say, I don't know, the top 10. Everyone's quite spread out up to Unite because he's the first XFG. You've got a 7-second gap between Fnatic and Unite. So it's hard to say. It depends how people can manage the traffic. All sorts of factors coming in here. Oh, goodness me. On a good day in XFGs, you'd be hard. It'd be difficult to bet against one of the world-class Lions drivers if they're starting quite high up, maybe an Asker or a Pekka Koivunen. Yeah, why not? I'm going to go for an outside. I'm going to go for Asker. Why not? Beat that.
So, not believing in Twinkle. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Fnatic. That would be a high climb, but I got faith. Yep, that's my pick, Fnatic.
Okay, so all the way up.
Your pick has 10 places advantage.
Yeah, so I'm going for one of the drivers who've qualified fairly high up on this one. So don't let me down, and we will see. So while we have about 2 minutes left of the cooldown period as we warm up for race number 2 here this afternoon, or this evening rather, let's talk a little bit about an event that is coming up next weekend on our channel, the 6 Hours of Aston, which we're all very much looking forward to on the channel here. Zdravko, you especially, you and Gabor are going to be battling it out for honours in that race.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good test, also concentration of driver skill. Some really nice team already signed up. I heard whispers of some more nice teams going to sign up. We did our fair share of testing, of practicing already, and yeah, it really looks like a challenging drive, but that's what you want. You don't want it easy, you don't want everything to be equal. We saw 3 different strategies that could work. There's different types of a setup on the car you can take and everything is kind of similar in the end. So it should be a really fun race to watch or even drive.
Absolutely, we're all looking forward to it. So if you want to join in, then you can. Sign-ups are still open, of course, and we'll be live on Sunday, the 13th of November, at 12 o'clock in the afternoon for that one. So yeah, please go ahead and field a team in the LMP2 for the event. Race 2 coming up right now with a reversed grid. The top 15 cars will be reversed for the start of this race, and yeah, just a few seconds to go before we grid. The time has been extended, so obviously some of the drivers needing a bit more time, roughly 40 or 30 seconds to go then before we grid. Zdravko, I'm pretty confident with my pick. Oscar is pretty handy in the GTIs. If he can get a clean start and get away, then I think he stands a good chance, especially if he's with Twin Cam. But Twin Cam fell apart in race 1. That's why maybe I'm not as confident that Twin Cam can bring home the gold medal today.
I actually agree with you. So yeah.
All right, well there we go. We will see. You're picking Fnatic. I'm picking Oscar. Well,
I mean,
anyway.
I agree with you, but I really like Fnatic as a driver, so why not?
Yeah, sure. You can choose who you want. I'm not going to dictate. As we wait for the lights, it looks like Doctor has managed to get on pole position in a weird twist of events. And away we go.
So that means somebody that finished in top 15 did not start.
Yeah, well, good job. It's not none of the people we picked for the win.
Yeah.
Would have been bad from the get-go, but it is a road appraiser Doctor who leads the cars away into turn number 1 as we see all the cars filing their way through. No such dramas yet on the entry. Bit of rubbing and a bit of squeezing and a few XFGs being pushed around and bullied a bit. We're going to now have a bit of a squeeze. Here we go, Pekka Koivunen. We are following. Donny's slightly slow in the background. He's battling with Luke. And there is Fnatic battling with Unite. Unable to get past.
I think he passed him.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, and now he's trying to pass low into that slow turn. Oh my god. He will do it, but amazing. I'm feeling better now with my pick.
Yeah, great pick.
That's a great pass. That's
P11 now, and Unite's following him through. So Unite's trying to get on the inside of Luke. This is going to be awkward positioning as they head down to the hairpin. Pretty awkward.
That's scary for Fnatic when you're watching your rear view mirror, 2 cars going side by side in that heavy braking.
Yeah, absolutely. Rayman has just managed to get past Asko. An XFG overtaking an XFG. That's not what we want to see here, is it? As Dynamo Opal also fancying his chances against the World Class Lions driver.
That's not how it should go.
That's not how it should go.
I think Arska will re-attack.
I hope so.
Arska will re-attack.
Trying to make it around the outside. This is suboptimal. But it looks like he might have just done enough there, and he'll have the legs on the straight. So that's a good effort. It's not going to be straightforward. A couple of bends to go, but he's through. But he's going to now have 2 XFGs in his slipstream.
And in more bad news for our picks, Unite is really hounding Fnatic around.
Well, that's good stuff.
What do you mean?
Well, it's fun to see you having a bit of trouble as well, as we have Rayman now all over the back of Twin Cam. Sorry, that's Asker that he's all over the back of. I don't quite know how that's happened. But yes, Rayman. Oh, goodness me, there's a whole gaggle of XFGs having trouble in the background. Pekka Koivunen coming into contact with 136.
Reject hit the wall. Fnatic sends one on the inside. Unite tries to follow. And I think he will. Will Unite follow? Reject closes the door. That wasn't even closing the door, that was slamming it shut. Oh, Unite tries again, oh my god.
Yeah, you're not being held up here significantly by the V2R driver.
How can you even fit the car there?
Well, he found a way.
There was a space for a XFG and a millimeter more.
Well, no contact, that's what we like to see. Further up, we've got 136 Koivunen and Magic in a battle. As we hear crunching of metal, and it was Magic coming together with Koivunen, if I'm not mistaken. Or
And they will all be slow on the exit straight. This would be crazy on the back straight.
oh, Fnatic's going to get held up massively here. He's got like 4 cars to navigate now.
Or
oh,
he will
goodness
get
me.
massive draft. He will get massive draft and overtake them all. He already takes Donny.
Oh, as we've got spinners, massive spinners, and Fnatic involved. Koivunen got pit maneuvered. All sorts of cars exploding. Big damage from...
So Fnatic got destroyed there and was on a roll. But I think the car should be okay to drive.
Yeah, the car is still fine, and he's still in 7th place. He's still doing pretty well, considering he's at the head of this trade now. And there is a massive stream of cars following Unite. A few cars peeling off into the pit lane. In fact, just one of them. That is Reject going off in the pits. TJ then promoted to be number 9. Well, that was something we didn't expect.
That was unlucky to get hit, but very lucky not to get destroyed. As Fnatic already catches up to Dynamo Opel. So now I realize who we are missing from top 15. There's no Mantis. Mantis is missing.
Okay. Well, good job that neither of us picked him for our driver of the day.
Hey, yeah.
Someone who we should mention is Doctor for Road Appraiser, who's doing a great job at the moment. He's bimbling around in P1, managing to hold off Twin Cam, who's also having a very good race. Much better now that he's had a clean start compared to the first one. With his teammate Rayman quite close behind again in an XFG, so, you know, holding on there in P3. But I have a feeling that the pack are waiting as Asuka goes very wide and very slow through the hairpin.
Some style points, but no speed.
Yeah, it looked good, but it wasn't fast, unfortunately. Dynamo Opel's impressed me today. He's looked pretty fiery, pretty punchy. Now going to go for a move
he's attacking Magic.
Magic.
Yeah. I think he got him already. Yeah. There's a car. That's Iron Donny looking the wrong way on the back straight.
Well, he's now
it's a dangerous
retired.
Position to be. So Fnatic might get draft from Magic. I say might, but because it's a bit weird with GTIs, they don't have aero and the draft is not as strong. But yeah, he is gaining. So that could be an overtake for 2 cars in T1.
Brave if he tries it. Brave if he tries it. He could try it on 1.
He lost Dynamo Opel. Let's see if Magic tries to send one. Just take the inside line buddy. There is some abilities. He doesn't want to risk it.
Yeah, it would be a bit...
Yeah, and for the reward of being patient, he gets Unite on his behind. And TJ working.
Yeah, Fnatic's realised he's got pressure now in his rear view and he's being less kind to the drivers in front. Unite certainly doesn't want to be held up. He's pushing Fnatic through the exit of the bus stop. He doesn't want to play his games. Yeah. So plenty of these cars becoming the shape of the track by bouncing off of the Armco wherever you look.
Maybe Fnatic is trying to make an XFG out of his XRG, like that old Peugeot Edward.
TJ going around the outside while he was looking around the outside on Unite. Didn't go for it in the end as they snaked their way up the hill. And this is a big pack of cars. This pack of cars could end up in a very, very different order in 8 laps time.
If I would be Magic, I would be afraid now. Because there's no draft from Dynamo Opel to help me pedal along, and Fnatic is closing up. You can hear the jaws. Oh, Magic is so aggressive on blocking the inside, but Fnatic is more aggressive in wanting the inside, and it does not help to any of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, Magic is perfectly entitled to defend that line. He's just held everybody up, and he's just making this race more spicy. He's not allowing Fnatic to get away. That's giving him, bringing him up to potentially an attack from Unite. But now the superior straight line
This
speed
is a
of
done
that
deal,
XRG
yeah.
is just mean straight around the outside, job done. It was futile, really.
Yeah, and Magic might send one.
Well, TJ's going to send one
Ooh.
on Unite in the background. Gets the car slowed down. Nice apex, very, very nice apex, and that was very clean from TJ. Unite could not do anything about that. Instead of gaining a place, Unite loses one.
Yeah, Unite was on the verge of getting place from Fnatic, and now he loses place, so he's 4 positions behind already.
And they really do bunch up into this bus stop. You've got to be careful not to push each other through there, because you can all end up in the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's even amazing that they had few passes there. You can really take your time there, and nobody can overtake you, and you just focus on your exit.
And you don't need to be an expert to see what race 2 can do as you look at the timing tower. XRG, XFG, XRG, XFG, etc.
That was very close for Magic. Will TJ get alongside? I mean, there's quite a bit of skill on the showcase here, because this track is tight in places, and they're still driving too wide.
Twincam and Doctor are now close again. Twincam looking like he is trying to size up that Road Appraiser car. And we may see some excitement unfold for the lead of the race.
We want to see that fight. For one reason, because it's fun to see the fight. For another reason, because Arska and Fnatic have to catch up. So, Twin to ascend. It's for the best. See, he's... Oof, they had a touch.
They did.
Yeah, I was going... Oh, Doctor goes wide, hits the wall, Twinkle will send one on the inside, brakes late.
Very late. Oh my goodness me.
That was some handbrake action going on there.
This is scrappy, and I think we have an XFG.
He's closing the inside. Oh, that's Slidey, and Raymond is close.
Yeah, when you've got an XFG right at the front of the race, you know the XRGs have been holding each other up for a long time.
Yeah. And as Twinkling goes, that was a bit wide. That looked a bit wide. You want to take that corner tight, because the speed is so low that you want to lower the distance you go. And Raymond now has draft on Doctor. He might have a send. He does not send, but Twinkle goes a bit wide again. Maybe just his setup. He understeers on the nose. And Doctor has been compromised by that. It's really hard when you're behind the car. You can't brake too late on the hairpin, because you might crash him, and now Raymond has the draft. But Raymond also has like 20 horsepower less. And that... yeah, that sucks. He sends one on the inside, Doctor goes wide. Twinkle will laugh at that. So meanwhile, Arska has got the advantage to 3 seconds. So he's closing up.
Yeah, he's still there, but he's not managed to capitalize on any of the shenanigans that have been going on at the front, which is rather surprising.
Amazingly, TJ has not been able to overtake Dynamo Oppo for 2 straight laps. So yeah, Dynamo Oppo really doing a good job. TJ will send one. I mean,
What is happening here? Rayman really looks like he might be able to get P2 away from Doctor at the moment. He really had to get out of the gas at the apex.
Yeah, I was just watching TJ and Dynamo Oppo, and TJ sent one on the inside, then slid wide and did not leave any space for Dynamo Oppo, so it worked. I'm not sure Dynamo Oppo is too happy about it. So Raymond and Doctor might help Twin Cam win this race.
Potentially, if they keep holding each other up.
Yeah, Arska and Fnatic are faster, but there's only 5 laps left.
Yeah, we are rapidly running out of time. Dynamo Opal potentially has a double toe. Doesn't use any of it because it is going to be Loco trying to capitalize on anything from TJ. But TJ's just too far ahead for anything to happen there. Not going to make it through. Rayman on Doctor's Zdravko.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
as he pits.
Raymond decides to pits. That's interesting.
Very
See
few
how the
pit
pit
stops so far
goes.
this race, actually.
He breaks great. Drive 79. Will he hit though? Ooh, yeah.
Would you have done that? Would you have given up position on lap 7 when you're in P3
well,
chasing?
I guess he failed. Doctor is slowing him down.
Okay.
As Fnatic posts fastest lap of the race. I mean, look at Raymond will get nice clean air. I think he will manage to get out ahead of Presley and Michael.
Going to be close. It's going to be close. Yeah, he's going to be behind these guys.
Just send it.
Oh, come on, you've got to get through. Oh, Michael manages to get through, and so does an XFG of Presley. Oh, it's going to be close.
By a Candyman.
This is the thing. He should have stayed out. He's bounced off the wall.
Yeah.
Bad to worse.
Yeah, this didn't work out. I mean, it was very close. It was very, very close to be working. If he managed to get out of the pits ahead of Michael, he would have clear track. Oh, this is what we want to see. Fnatic on tail of Arska. I don't understand why the camera does not switch. Oh, I was thinking you don't want to switch the camera now. Arska hits the wall. This one is ripe.
I gotta leave you guessing, man.
So 2 yellow cars. Let's see which one prevails. Fnatic breaks a bit later, but goes a bit wide. Parks it on the apex. Arska will have a run on him.
Yeah, he will in this.
Much better exit from Arska now.
One of them's got to go in the pits, surely. Nope, neither of them do, so they're just going to squabble for a lap probably. But Fnatic, fair play to him, up from P, what was it, 14 or so, up to P3.
Arska lifted a bit, I think.
He's not going to go for the return in the fast left. He might try it into turn 1 if he fancies, but Fnatic's just faster at this point.
Close. Yeah. Fnatic doesn't even feel that it's afraid, and he doesn't close. I mean, that's smart. Why would you defend? Clear air.
You just didn't think the move was on?
Yeah, if that had been TJ behind, I bet Fnatic will take the close to close the inside, because TJ had few dives already in T1. Fnatic goes wide.
Newcomer Gabor for this race is having a battle with a reject and now is through up into P15 or P14, sorry, and just behind Unite, who is quite severely damaged. All these guys have pitted already, so this is a straight fight. No pit stop strategy involved. And so Fnatic has already dropped Arska.
And Raymond is still behind Michael.
Yeah, so that's not ideal. It's not the end of the world. He has, however... a bit of space.
It's not the end of the world, but it's gonna be P6 at the
What are
end.
you doing, Ashku?
So TJ is very close to Arska. Oh, TJ has a much cleaner line. So Arska pits, leaving TJ to pedal alone. As we watch Raymond throwing away his race behind Michael. So the thing is, Fnatic caught up by 0.6 seconds last lap. So let's see, 2 laps until the end. Fnatic is pushing hard, but I think neither of us will win the bet, because it looks like Twinkem did enough with that pass on Doctor 4 laps ago.
Well, I mean, if we can get, I mean, the bet isn't for who wins. The bet is for who does better. I mean, it's impossible. But yeah, Fnatic doing a great job. Doctor in a bit of clean air.
Yeah, Arska is stuck behind Rocket at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. If you pit before the last opportunity, you're going to come out in traffic, most likely.
He managed to stick. Ooh. Rocket does not want to play along. I mean, fair play. It's a fight for position.
It is indeed, and it is an opportunity at the end of the race.
That was 81 on the entry, just under.
Well, you don't want to be any closer than that. There are fine lines.
Stops on the mark. Yeah, he stops on the mark. Let's see where he goes out. So he was right ahead of Arska. Also Luke pits. So the leading car that pitted is Raymond. Raymond was just behind Doctor, but he lost time behind Michael, and Fnatic overtook him. Yep, Arska is 7 seconds behind.
Yeah, exuberant entry into turn 1. But yeah, lost a lot of time there. And well, I think, judging by the pace of some of the people ahead of Fnatic, 20 seconds, is that doable? I don't know. I don't know if Fnatic's got this. Probably not.
I think Twinkem has it, but Fnatic might take Doctor. It depends on the pit stop. It's very easy to make a mistake. So if Twinkem or Doctor make a mistake, Fnatic is in the prime seat to take the win.
Well, we're going to find out very, very soon. 1 trip down the pit lane and 1 lap more to go for Twincam and Doctor. Remember that Doctor had pole, because Mantas did not take the start.
Twincam goes a bit wide in the last turn.
Not going to cost him enough time to change the result. Arska's made an error, and now Luke has managed to slip past in the background. Another XFG getting past Arska.
So Twincam dives in pits, brakes hard.
Doctor.
Hard enough.
Everyone in. DJ, Loco, Dynamo Opal now.
Oh, Doctor Mr. Pitbox. Doctor Mr. Pitbox. So That's race ruin for him.
Yeah.
He still is ahead of TJ, but I think that Winkham had good enough stop. Let's follow Fnatic. He goes through. He goes ahead of TJ. He will take Doctor.
Yeah, this is impressive. An impressive run. He's going to get Doctor. That's all that cost him. That small mistake in his pit stop has cost him an entire position. He's not safe from TJ either. We've still got a lap to go, but it's really close between those guys after their stop. But Fnatic, out of nowhere, comes up to P2. And as you said, Twincam still with an advantage. So a perfect race, pretty much so far from Twincam. And we were both wrong not to pick him, it looks like.
I picked from Twincam, yeah. I mean, Fnatic had that one accident where Carson back straight crashed into him. Not his fault. So that's where the win went.
Rayman and Loco, the two Born to Race teammates, are the closest at the moment as they head into the hairpin. The XFG of Rayman looked pretty good early on, and still a pretty respectable position at the moment. The top placed XFG, he won't mind that one bit, but only one corner to go for Twincam.
I think TJ might have draft on Doctor. Doctor is trying to break the draft. That's some team love going on. Ooh, TJ very late on brakes, but he might get better exit. And he does. This will be close to the finish line, but Winkham will win.
Twincam will cross the line to win race number 2. There he goes. And it will be Fnatic who comes across in P2. Very, very close between Doctor and TJ, but it will be Doctor who takes the third step on the podium with TJ in P4. Rayman will be the first of the XFGs, managing to hold off Loco. Finishes P6. Then we've got Luke, Asker, Unite, and Dynamo Opal, your top 10 in race 2. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That was an unexpected result, it has to be said, but a good effort from Twincam to hold on to what should have been pole position for him, but P2 managed to be promoted to P1. Fnatic, the highest climber, I'm pretty sure, all the way up from mid-grid.
He was he 14th? He was 14th, right?
I think so. We can double check, but somewhere around
11th,
there.
maybe 11th.
11th, sorry, yes, you're right, 11th. Yeah, he finished P4 in race 1. Or P... Anyway, we'll look. Somewhere around the top 10. And Bobby, I believe, will be our final car. Gabor, we reckon, will be the highest climber because of where he started, right at the back. But here we are, race results. In 25 minutes and 23 seconds, it is Twincam, your race 2 winner, ahead of Fnatic, Doctor, TJ, Rayman, Loco, Luke, Asker, Unite, and Dynamo Opal. 11th through 20th is as follows: 136 miles per hour, Gabor up from the back, Reject, Pekka Koivunen, Wujek for Sim Racing Polska, Jamin, Magic, Chameleon, EA Presley, and Rubik. Then on the second screen, we will have 6 cars, followed by all of our drivers who did not finish. Michael Malik in P21, Karts, Zables, Hermani, Rocket, and Bobby, your finishers, followed by Donny, Yoni, Kig, and Cabazon. Fastest lap honours go to Fnatic with a 2:03.62, and that is that. That wraps up round 44 of the 2022 season of Fragmaster's GTI Thursday. So Zdravko, quite an entertaining evening.
Yeah, South City delivered. GTI
South
delivered
City
again.
always delivers. It does. We hope you enjoyed this event. We always do enjoy hosting the GTIs around in LFS, courtesy, on behalf of Fragmasters. Yeah, we thank them for involving us in the championship, of course. Always good fun to cover the action. If you want to join in with this season, you can. The races are every Thursday, and we will cover the final round on our channel in December. and that will be the first week in December, and the championship will still carry on until the end of the year. So if you want to get involved, join the Fragmasters GTI Thursday server in LFS on Thursdays. Believe it or not. Zdravko, any final thoughts before we wrap up this evening?
I'm thinking about it.
Think.
Yeah, I don't know. The race has been interesting, so I'm quite exhausted and empty. Yeah, I think for everyone watching, I just wanna say, go and watch the endurance race from Argentina Turismo next week, because that will be fun. That would be great to watch. Or if you got time, go and drive it. That would be even better.
Yes,
I know we're at Fragmaster event and I'm in Fragmaster team, but AT are our friends.
Yeah, everyone's our friend in LFS. If they're putting on an endurance event, then they are our friends, certainly. We love endurance racing, and this will be no different. 6 Hours of Aston kicks off at 12 o'clock UTC, the race, but our coverage will begin 15 minutes before that on Sunday the 13th of November. Still time to sign up. We will play the trailer after we sign off, so please take a look at it. It's a great trailer provided to us by the Argentina Turismo team. It also has a link to the sign-up thread if you're interested. So, Zdravko, I'll just thank Chris in our ears as ever for pointing us in the right direction, and you guys for watching, and of course the drivers. Congrats to our winners this evening. It's always a pleasure, Zdravko.
Yeah, thank you.
See you in a bit. Enjoy your evening. Have a good one. Good night.